Hi all, welcome back to the Chessable Masters 2020 and we're in the final first day and we have Magnus Carlsen with the white pieces against Anish Giri. It is game 4 of their rapid section and the score is 2-1 in favor of Magnus, winning one game in a seemingly drawish position. So um, Anish has to win this match to force the Blitz games. So let's see what happened. So Maxi with white opens with e4. We have c5, Sicilian game, knight to f3, d6, and bishop b5 check. We have the Moscow variation. Knight to d7, a4, knight to f6, and knight to c3. We have g6 now, a5 by Magnus, maybe trying to want to play a6, bishop g7, and now castles. And this position has been played many times before. In fact, in 2016, Carlsen has this position with white against Topalov, and he actually lost against Topalov. And Giri had this position with white against Maxime Vachier-Lagrave in 2015, and he drew that position. So both players are very familiar with such a position. So Gary played a6, pushing the bishop back to e2, and now we have castles by black. We have rook to e1 now, maybe with the idea of pushing e5 in the future, and now b5. We have takes on b6 and bishop to b7, claiming this diagonal, and next move will, or queen or knight will take the pawn. We have d3, knight takes b6, and now e5. The knight is no longer defending the e5 square, so Magnus takes this opportunity to break open the center. So we have knight f to d5, and we have takes and takes and takes and takes, so a nice capture fest in the center. And now we have c3 by Magnus. Just making sure this bishop cannot do any damage while you develop this bishop. Maybe well, it'd be quite a feat to push this bishop to f5, but maybe to g5 or something. At least it gives you opportunity to develop this bishop. So rook to e8 now, and bishop to d2. Um, Queen to b6, attacking the b2 pawn, and now queen to c2, defending the pawn. And now a5. You don't want to. White is probably going to play d4 at some point, and then the a6 pawn might be a target. Also, if white plays d4 and you trade in the center, let's say with the pawns, then the knight has also a nice outpost on b4. So a nice move by Giri. h3 by Magnus, bishop to c6, and now d4. We have takes and knight to b4, and this we need to calculate a bit because what is going on here? Um, Surely you cannot just move it here; it's protected by the pawn. So knight to b4, and in the game Magnus just captured. But what's also interesting is after this what the computer suggests is actually just moving the queen to c1 and just letting this happen in the center. And you cannot take, because if you take, then actually you're gonna lose a piece due to takes, and queen takes c6. So you cannot make that happen. Um, but Magnus just decided he didn't see the danger, but the danger is there with if you take on b6, you invite the bishop here, and now we have an insanely strong bishop pair eyeing the king. Um, but let's see how the game goes. So we have takes on b4, and now we have bishop takes b4 with the attack on f2. Um, and Magnus has a nice defending move with takes on a5. I say defending, but it's actually just winning a tempo on the queen, because after the bishop takes f2 and king to f1, the queen has to move, and the queen moves to d4. So now there are a few possibilities for white to play. He can maybe play queen to c3, maybe even bishop to c3. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he wants to play the rook to d1. There are some possibilities. Maybe he wants to play this rook to d1. But the move Magnus played, unfortunately, just lost him the game. And he played queen takes c6, which seems is just a piece up, right? But yes, this lost the game for Magnus. And please try to find the winning sequence of moves for Anish Giri when I give you a couple of seconds. So Anish captured the rook on e1, and after Magnus captured with the bishop, the move you really had to find was queen captures on b2 with a double attack on the rook and the bishop. And there is just nothing you can do to hold this. Whatever you play, you're gonna lose material. And it was in this position that Magnus Carlsen resigned the game. Um, if you want to try something, let's say rook to c1, you're just gonna lose the bishop. And after, let's say this, uh, you're just down the exchange and the pawn, so there's nothing you can do. So it was a great game by Anish, winning on demand with the black pieces against Magnus, tying the match in the rapid section to play the blitz games. And with this little tricky move, knight to b4, a really great move, and Magnus walked into this trap with his eyes open. So well done to Anish, and yeah, let's hope for some more great games in this Chessable Masters Finals. I hope you enjoyed the game. If you did, please like it, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.